KFI AM 640. It's Later with Mo Kelly. We're live everywhere on the iHeartRadio app. And you already know what my final thought is going to be. You already know what my final thought is going to be. And if you don't know, then you don't know anything about me. You bet your sweet ass I have something to say about Elon and Donald having a lover's quarrel today. I mean, we have to deal with the news which is right in front of us. And that is something which needs to be addressed. All the conspiracy theories, all the actual reality of it, what it could portend. I won't get into it now, but I'll definitely get into it at the end of the show, at the end of the third hour. And we didn't get a chance to talk about it yesterday, but we have to talk about it today. I got a text from my wife not too long ago, and she said, hey, do you want to go try the Metro this weekend because they're opening up the Metro directly to LAX?
I see that.
What?
She did not.
Twala?
Mo, no, she did not ask you that.
I'm going to show you my phone.
My good
What does my phone say, Twala?
Oh, my God. I want to test the Metro line to LAX. You want to ride with me?
And what was my answer?
First you said when, and she said Sunday with a big smile. And he said, no.
No.
I'm doing nothing on Sunday.
No.
Oh, my God. This exchange.
It's real.
This is real.
It's 100% real. My own wife doesn't even know me. I am the last person on the face of the earth.
She's not listening.
She's not.
I'm the last person on the face of the earth that you should ask to ride with you on Metro.
A big old smiley face on Sunday.
Like I'm going to use my free time. Number one, to go to the airport for no reason at all. Okay, no reason at all. I have no one coming in town, and I'm not leaving anywhere. No reason at all. Just to test Metro going directly to the LAX. Now, don't get me wrong. It is a tremendous achievement. I don't know, only took, 30 years or something like that? Finally going to the airport. But I can't see a world in which I'm going to use my Sunday, my one real day off.
A day off.
To take my ass to Metro.
Oh,
on my own.
That's even worse. I didn't realize that was like your day off, too.
Yes.
He's teaching classes on
Saturday.
On Saturday.
That's right.
Yeah. Sunday is my day. And my wife knows that. And she wants me to get on the Metro with her to just go to LAX and back. Just to try it. Now, we had an informal conversation. Like, would we use it? Because there's a Metro Green Line stop not too far from where we live. It's like, could we maybe take an Uber there or something? Or how we would use it under what circumstances? And I'm thinking okay, so, but here's my quandary. I've already said no. And if she goes by herself and she were to get murdered, I would feel really bad.
Oh, yeah, because you can't let her go by herself.
Right.
Oh, Mo.
So, I'm stuck between a rock and a hard place. I don't know. It's like I would like to exert free will and say, no, I would rather not go anywhere on Metro, first and foremost. No, I would rather not go anywhere on Metro on Sunday. I don't care if it's free all weekend, okay? And that's part of the reason why she was talking about it, because it's free all weekend. Not that we couldn't afford the $4, whatever it is, to ride the Metro from here to there, but it's the principle, and we always talk about principalities, as they say. And I'm going to be in trouble either way. She asked me, and she always wants me to be honest, and I honestly have no desire to ride Metro for no particular reason, just to joyride on a Sunday.
But you've also said time and time again that you cannot, in good conscience, have your mother
could not,
or your wife
could not,
or even your sons on Metro. So now what?
I'm probably going to get divorced. That's the only likely end to this story, because if I were to, when I say let, in other words, allow for it to happen in the sense of she getting on a Metro train and something happening. Can you imagine what the news story would be like? Radio host against Metro, allows wife to use Metro, ends up in the hospital.
Yeah, that we'd never hear the end of that.
Never,
ever.
Never. So I'm still working through that right now, but we'll tell you how you can ride the entire metro system for free this weekend, and just take your chances with the homeless people and the murderers and the gang members and all the unsanitary conditions, and maybe you'll bump into my wife.
It's going to LAX, and maybe these individuals don't have any reason to go to LAX, so maybe they won't ride that route.
Maybe I'm still working it out. You notice she didn't hit me back either, so that means I'm in trouble. It wasn't like she said, she gave me an end happy face to let me know that, I was just joking. Or your answer was funny to me as well. It's radio silence. Yeah. So I'm in the doghouse.
No thumbs up. No 3 dots to say, huh? No, nothing.
No. Not even to follow up to say, really? You wouldn't? You don't want to go?
Yeah, nothing. Nothing.
Ooh. So I'm in trouble. I'll have to deal with that when I get home. But also in my neighborhood, since it's always about me, there's an Aldi. I went in there once. Was not really impressed. They're slashing prices for this summer, and I'm not so sure that I care. We'll get into that at the bottom of the hour. And Tuala, this is for you and for me. The CDC has named the cleanest cruise line and ships.
I need to know this information.
And I'll give you a hint. It is not Carnival. I'll tell you right now, it is not Carnival Cruise Line. And before we do go to break, I have to acknowledge that Mark Ronner is out. He is celebrating his birthday somewhere with, I assume, the long-suffering one.
Yeah.
So he's not in tonight. You might have noticed at the top of the hour, we had Heather Brooker, who's going to be in for Mark Ronner. She's a fellow nerd like the rest of us. And we expect you, Heather, first good evening, to also participate in the nerd-like portion of the show.
You better.
I'm going to do my best. Listen, you guys really know your stuff, and I feel like I've been called up to the big leagues here, so I'm going to do my best to hold my own. But I'm excited to be here.
Are you going to Comic-Con this year?
You know what? I do have my passes, but those hotel prices get me every year.
Heather,
I'll tell you a story. The first year that Tuala and I went to Comic-Con, we went down and back.
Every day?
Yeah.
Oh, did you take the train or did you drive?
Both. They're different years, different circumstances.
Oh, wow.
But yeah, the hotels is we're not going to pay $500 and $600 per night for a room.
I signed up for the lottery. You know, they do the lottery where you can try to get in, and we don't have to talk about this now if you don't want to, but I signed up for it, and I had to come into work when they opened up the window. So I was in my car trying to secure a Comic-Con hotel room while I was driving to work, and I was like, I can't do this. What am I doing?
Heather, I can tell you this for a fact. It wouldn't have mattered. The hotel lottery is worse than the ticket on sale and the Epic waiting room. It's worse. By the time that lottery opened up, I got in.
Yeah.
And as soon as I got in, so sorry.
Everything was gone.
All rooms are gone.
Yep.
Here are some suggestions for places nearby.
30 miles away.
And everywhere I went, it was like, I found one spot that looks okay-ish. I called them and said, hey, what type of shuttle do you have to the convention center, this, that, and the other? And the guy was like, shuttle? Convention center? What is it that you're asking? I'm like, okay, this is a bad sign.
Bad sign. Yeah. I have yet to get a hotel through that, but I try every year, and I'm not going to pay $1,000 a night for a room. And also knowing now that major properties and major IPs have pulled out, like Disney is not going to be there, and Marvel, there's going to be no Marvel presence.
That's right.
Why am I going?
And everything is kind of going to be old because Superman's already coming out in July. Fantastic Four in July. The big things we're looking for are already going to be like pretty much on the cusp of coming out.
Is there still a streamed component to Comic-Con, or did they get rid of that?
They got rid of that because whatchamacallit used to be there. I cannot remember the app that used to be down there. They used to stream. They're not there anymore.
That's too bad, because that's the way I think they could have accommodated everyone in perpetuity. Maybe you have it on a 3-hour delay or something, but you allow people to participate, because if it's that difficult to get actual passes, if it's that difficult to get a hotel room, take my money some other way.
Yeah.
Get creative with it.
It's Later with Mo Kelly, KFI AM 640. We're live everywhere in the iHeartRadio app.
You're listening to Later with Mo Kelly on demand from KFI AM 640.
I remember standing right across from me
Later with Mo Kelly, live everywhere in the iHeartRadio app. If you offer something which is free, I'm under the impression that it is something inherently valuable or has value attached to it. If you're going to give me, let's say, a free donut or, I don't know, a free movie, free t-shirt, seems like something which would have value. If you say, I'm going to give you a free metro ride, but whoa. It's only on the weekend, not during the week. I don't know if you're actually offering me something of value. If I can't actually use a free metro ride during the week, I don't know if you're actually offering me something free. Maybe someone will get something out of it, but you'll be able to ride the entire metro system for free this weekend. The free rides begin at 4 a.m. tomorrow. I guess that's kind of a work day. And will last until 3 a.m. on June 9th. You won't have to pay a fare to board the trains or buses. Metro Micro can also be hailed for free as long as you use the mobile app. And if you're looking to travel on two wheels, use promo code 060625 when booking a Metro bike share. 30-minute rides will be free. That has to do with Metro bikes. And also, as I was alluding to last segment, the LAX/Metro Transit Center is opening at 5 p.m. Friday, located at Aviation Boulevard and 96th Street. The new station will bring Metro riders close to the airport. And I was saying last segment how my wife would like to try this out this weekend and take a free ride to the airport. I'm not of the opinion that I should be riding Metro. And if I have free time, the last thing I want to do is use that free time on the Metro. Love my wife. Don't mind spending time with her, but just riding on the Metro to go to the airport and back is not my idea of a good time. Not at all. LA World Airport said it will finish the automated people mover, which is also another way in which people will get to the airport in 2026. This is separate and distinct from that. But the people mover will connect the Metro system with airport terminals and parking. See, this Metro is not going to take us to all the terminals. The people mover will take you inside the airport, and you'll be able to get to any specific terminal, like almost a tram. If you've ever been to like Dulles or O'Hare, you have these trams which will take you from one side of the airport to the other. The Metro, this is not that. It will take you to LAX, ... but not directly to the terminals. The people mover, which is slated to open next year, will take you to the actual terminals and will connect from Metro and then go to the terminals. But until then, you'll have to use the shuttles running every 10 minutes, which will transport travelers between LA Metro Transit Center and the lower levels of all airport terminals. Now, you may want to know, how do you get to the new station? Metro's C and K rail lines will go directly to the station, and you can also take the following Metro bus lines to get there. If you should ride the buses, this will seem familiar to you. If not, you can always Google it. Metro Bus 102, 111, 117, 120, and 232. And you may have the question, well, what if I'm not actually riding LA Metro? How might I get there from one of the satellite cities? Well, that's a good question. You can ride the Big Blue bus, the Culver City bus, Torrance Transit, G-Trans, and Beach City's transit bus lines will also connect to this station. So if you want to try it out this weekend like my wife, I'm going to try to dissuade her from riding the Metro. And if I can dissuade her from riding the Metro, I can dissuade her from asking me to ride the Metro with her. There's some things I will do for love. Meatloaf probably put it in a song, but I would not do this. I would not do that. I refuse to do that. Well, Heather, are you married by chance? Let me get in your business very quickly. Are you married?
Yes.
Okay. Your husband, if posed the same question, you said, hey, honey, I want to go on the Metro and take a ride this weekend. And he says, no. What would your internal response be?
I think, my internal response?
Internal response. Would you feel some way about it?
I think I would feel like, I just would want to know why. I'd be like, all right, why doesn't he? Because my husband and I have been married a long time, and he's usually up for adventures with me whenever I want to go do something.
Adventures.
Yeah, so he might be like, all right. I just don't see him saying no. I think he would go, why? And then I'd be like, I don't know. I'm like, I don't know. I'm feeling like I want to feel alive, Let's go on an adventure. And I think he would go with me.
Have you tried the Metro anytime recently?
No.
No. That was a quick no. Have you tried? No. Have you considered? No.
I'm in my car. And
Which
I
one?
like
No. So no Metro for you.
No Metro, but I would like to go and see what all of the fuss is about. Because here, I follow Metro on TikTok, LA Metro on TikTok, and they're showing all these cool stuff. They've got some young social media kids on there who are showing these really cool videos of how safe it looks and how much progress they're making and all this stuff. So I want to go see. I want to go out and about and do like a Heather Brooker reports and check it out.
It's AI.
You think it's AI?
I'm just saying it's probably the best face that they can put on it. But if Heather Brooker is going to do a special KFI report on the Metro, I am here for it.
I'm going to do it. But I'm not going to tell them I'm going to do it.
No. You're just going to show up and ride.
I'm going to take my cell phone and I'm going to show up and be like, this is what it really looks like. But I probably would not go alone.
Yeah. Do you have an in case of emergency person to be called in case you get assaulted?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Did
you ever think about, is it, in your phone, most people have their in case of emergency and it's saved as ice. So
it is.
It is saved as ice.
It's saved as ice. And you can take that any number of ways.
I might need to change that up because I don't want anyone to misconstrue.
Yes. It could be very problematic these days.
Yes.
And a similar question for you, Stefan, if only because you as an Uber driver, I'm thinking this may impact you on some level. Does this make LA Metro more or less attractive a destination to get riders, if at all?
Like, how do you mean?
In other words, if you know that people have a direct route to LAX with Metro.
Oh, I see what you're saying.
Or do you not even care?
It's kind of a yes and no because, you and I both live on like that, on, the same side of LAX.
Mm-hmm.
And from there, people will still need a ride. So if I start my day there, I'll still need to take people to it, and then they'll have the people mover and all that stuff. But if I'm in like, let's say Burbank here.
Okay.
And they got to go to LAX, they still have to get the ride to that Metro, wherever the platform
North Hollywood.
Is.
It's probably the closest one.
Yeah. And so there's still a decent amount of work there. So
that's what they just had the shooting too. You know that, right?
Yeah, I saw that. So yeah, there's still work to be done there. So I think I'd still have business.
Okay. All right. So the Metro won't slow you down per se, but the Waymo just might.
That could.
Okay. It's later with Mo Kelly. We're going to talk about Aldi slashing their prices for summer, and does it make a difference? That's next.
You're listening to Later with Mo Kelly on demand from KFI AM 640.
KFI, it's Later with Mo Kelly, live everywhere in the iHeartRadio app. And I got to tell you, I am grocery store pretty much loyal. Pretty loyal. I will go an extra 3 or 4 miles to go to the store of my choice. There's a Rouse, and I didn't say like grocery stores in like brand loyal. I'm talking about location. I will pass the Rouse, which is nearest my house. I think it's 120th in Vermont, if I'm not mistaken. All I know is there's too much criminality going on there. There's way too much going on. They got armed security. The place smells like trash. It's really, really bad. This is one of those things where I'm not going to go there if at all possible. They have a Food for Less right next to LA Southwest College right across the street. Refuse to go there. I am very particular about where I get my groceries from. And there's also an Aldi, to the point to this, which is on Redondo Beach Boulevard at about maybe, I want to say Western, somewhere around there. Western or maybe closer to Van Ness.
Gardena?
Yes, in the Gardena area.
Gardena, okay.
Yeah. And I went in there once for the first time, and Aldi, if you don't know, is a German store, and they recently purchased Winn-Dixie and Harvey supermarkets, if you know that. They opened 120 new stores in the U.S. just last year, and they plan to open another 225. You see the Aldi commercials, and they always talk about these low prices. And I said, well, let me go in there, Aldi, and see what they're all about. I can't speak for other Aldis. The one I went into in Gardena, it was really small. It didn't have a lot. And I'm thinking like, yeah, your prices are lower because you're not really offering a lot. It's a discount grocery store. And when I think discount grocery store, I'm thinking about the grocery outlet, farmer's market, family market.
Grocery outlet, bargain market.
Yeah, bargain market. That's it. And they have one on Imperial Highway in about Crenshaw. And I love going there. It has all the stuff that I want. If I want a discount grocery store, grocer's outlet, bargain market, that's the one that I usually go to. And they have a cool jingo. They have actually a couple versions of that. But it's usually someone saying, the point is, Aldi, they've announced that they're slashing prices on more than 400 products across all 2,400 of its U.S. stores. Customers, they say, will notice lower prices on roughly 25% of Aldi's products, including fresh meat, organic produce, snacks, and other favorites. For example, they list red grapes, $1.29 a pound, down from $1.99. Blueberries, love blueberries, $1.89, it said, down from $2.99. Cantaloupe, can't stand cantaloupe, but if you happen to like cantaloupe, it's $1.99, down from $2.19. Simply Nature organic tortilla chips. I didn't know that was a thing. $1.69, down from $1.85. I don't know about you, but I am not too price picky. I'm not going to quibble over 20 cents here, 25 cents there, if only because I'm going to the stores that I choose to go to.
I never understood that when it's that small of a difference.
If you're talking about eggs and you're used to paying, I don't know, $3.19 and now it's $7.19, all right, that's a noticeable difference. You're going to feel that.
Yeah.
You're going to feel that. But there's certain foods that I know which are only available in certain grocery stores. And that means, like, they have this organic brand of oatmeal that I usually like to get. It's only available in Vons. So I will go to a neighborhood Vons to get that particular, I think it's like Simply Organic. I think that's the brand. To get that oatmeal. Doesn't have as much sodium. I know I sound like an old man, but it's true. I have to make these decisions. I'm reading the label on everything I buy. True story. True story. And so I will go to that particular location. But other than that, I'm usually going to, and this is not a big secret. If you happen to see me there, you'll see me there. I usually go to the Rouse, which is on Redondo Beach Boulevard in Van Ness, right off the corner. It's not too far from a Raising Cane's and a Target. Yeah, if you're going west on Redondo Beach Boulevard, you're going to pass Van Ness, and it's immediately on your right.
Okay.
That's my grocery store. That's my jam. That's what I usually do most of my grocery shopping. I'll pass. There's a Vons down the street on Redondo Beach Boulevard. I don't go there. Too much crime. Might get shanked there.
I was just going to say that seems kind of far because I would think you would go to the Manhattan Beach one.
6 on one hand, half a dozen on the other.
Oh, okay.
Manhattan Beach. I mean, Gardena, Manhattan Beach.
I'm thinking I was thinking Redondo Beach.
No.
All the way out there.
No, Redondo Beach Boulevard.
Okay.
Yeah, not the city. It's in the city of Gardena.
Got it. Yeah.
But
I know where that is.
Yeah, those are the stores that I go to, and they're dependable and I trust. And it's not too far from Aldi, as we were talking about Aldi. But for me, Aldi doesn't offer enough stuff. Now, I'll go back in there and see because now they have all these lower prices, but I'm less price sensitive and more product sensitive. If you have all the stuff that I want and need in that one location, I will shop there grocery wise because I'm real particular about my egg products that I get. Or I want this or that, and I know if it's at this particular grocery store, and maybe I'm just weird like this, but for me, I don't want to go multiple places. And the point is, your prices may be better, but if you have less overall of what I want and what I need, then I'm not going there. And when I went to Aldi, they didn't have enough of the stuff that I wanted in the first place. So just because you may have lower prices, what does that mean? I have to leave Aldi and then got to go 3 miles down the street to another location. I'm wasting time and money. That's all. I mean, I'm very OCD, very, very OCD. And the only one who's more OCD is my wife. So I have a pattern and structure. I have a routine with everything that I do, including grocery shopping. I hopefully am not the only one in that regard. Hopefully.
I have to say the one time that I went to Aldi, my husband wanted to go because he had heard about low prices and he was like, let's go check it out. We left feeling really disappointed because there wasn't much selection. There wasn't like Aldi, don't come for me. But I'm just saying there wasn't a lot of selection. It felt weird. It felt like we were kind of at like a dollar store or something shopping.
Yes.
Not that there's anything wrong with that because a lot of people do shop at dollar stores, but that's what it felt like to me. And there was no bags. We didn't know that. We didn't know we should have brought our own bags and things
I didn't know that because I didn't buy anything when I went.
You just walked right out?
Yeah, I was just walking around doing some reconnaissance, and I realized like there's really not a lot here for me.
Them up.
Yeah, just
like let me check this out.
Yeah, let me see if I want to shop here or not.
It was like an off-brand Trader Joe's kind of a feel to it. Like they have their own brands of stuff, and kind of everything was a little off, but not as cohesive. I don't know how to describe it.
No, I think that's a better description than mine, actually, because for me, I need to know that you have the stuff that I need and enough of it. If eggs, meat, whatever. I just need to know that I can walk into the grocery store and everything I need is there. That is more important than saving 60 cents on grapes. That is more important than saving 35 cents on yogurt or what have you. Prices matter, but availability matters more than anything. Who wants to go to 2 or 3 different grocery stores in a given day?
My grandma used to make my mom do that. I remember my mom used to get so mad because my grandma wanted bread from one store and then she wanted her cereals and other products from another store. And my mom would go to all these stores from her. So
my grandma was the same way.
Was she really?
Yeah.
I guess it's a grandmother thing. Yeah.
Yeah, that must be like a grandma thing. Like they want their bread, from a certain place and their dairy from another place. And I'm not doing that. I'm too tired and old. I'm not.
And I get that. In the sense of I'm very particular myself, but I don't want to go through all those extra steps. If I go into a grocery store, I need to know that what I want is there each and every time. And if I'm going to go to a discount grocery store, I'm not going to go to Aldi probably.
If you're like most of us, grocery shopping has become a strategic nightmare. One place has good prices on produce.
Right.
Another has a good selection of all natural items.
Exactly.
One is just plain friendlier. Well, your local grocery outlet invites you to shop us first. We are your one-stop, first-stop bargain shop. Locally owned and operated in your neighborhood, Grocery Outlet knows what you are looking for. Fresh produce, natural and organic items, all the essentials, all in one place. Here at Grocery Outlet.
Grocery Outlet Bargain Market.
Love that jingle. Grocery Outlet Bargain Market. It's later with Mo Kelly. KFIM 640 live everywhere in the iHeartRadio app. And when we come back, I'm going to tell you about the CDC, which is named the cleanest cruise line and cruise ships in the world. And it's not Carnival.
You're listening to Later with Mo Kelly on demand from KFI AM 640.
KFI, it's Later with Mo Kelly. We're live everywhere in the iHeartRadio app. And I've said it many times. If you listen to me, you know that I love to go cruising. My wife and I, we try to hit a different continent each year. Got tripped up by COVID, so it messed up our cruise schedule and also the destinations we wanted to hit. But we'll be going on another cruise in August. We're going to fly into Rome. Then we're going to go on a Mediterranean cruise. We'll hit some places in Greece and also Turkey, and we'll end up at another place in Naples. We start in Rome, end in Naples, and come back to Rome. Looking forward to it. But that's in August. My point is I'm always very sensitive to whatever news there is about the cruise industry and also issues with ships. The CDC ranks and rates cruise lines and individual ships, just in case you don't know. And if you're concerned about outbreaks or the priority of sanitation, Norwegian is, according to the CDC, Norwegian Cruise Lines is the new gold standard. The ships which received a perfect score from the CDC include the Norwegian Jade, Norwegian Jewel, Norwegian Bliss, Norwegian Sky, Norwegian Breakaway, Norwegian Escape, and Norwegian Gem. I have not sailed with Norwegian. I've done, 3 Carnival cruises and maybe 4 or 5 Royal Caribbean. Royal Caribbean, that's our jam. My wife and I, we prefer Royal Caribbean. And just in case you didn't know, the cruise line which came in second was Royal Caribbean. But let me tell you about what was inspected and how they came up with these scores. Scoring ranges were from 0 to 100, 85 considered passing. Inspectors evaluated over 40 areas of the ship, from dining rooms and kitchens to pools, children's play areas, medical facilities, water systems. They also look at storage procedures, hygiene protocols, pest control, and even behind the scenes operations like dishwasher temperature and pool filtration maintenance. But here's the best part, and I mean that, the best part. CDC inspectors show up unannounced. You can't prepare for it. You can't say, okay, here's CDC. They're coming in next week. Let's make sure the ship is clean as possible. Unlike a restaurant inspection, they kind of let you know when they're coming. You don't. It's very different as far as a cruise ship is concerned. What makes Norwegian Cruise Line better than others? According to this, they're far more strict in some specific areas. Norwegian Cruise Line, and I didn't know this, bans diapers, both disposable and swim diapers, entirely from the pools, hot tubs, and even as kids at Aqua Park. Yeah, you would think, you don't want diapers and feces and that water, but I didn't know that other cruise lines didn't ban that. Yeah, that obviously would be a health hazard, obviously.
Yeah, you don't want poopy diapers.
No, not at all.
Because that water staying on that ship the whole trip.
Yeah, it's recycled. That's one reason why I have never gone in a cruise ship pool. Never. Never. I never have. It's not like I have an aversion to swimming pools. I'm just saying I kind of know too much at this point. It's like, no.
Even the Royal Caribbean pool, as clean as it looked, the water
every single day they clean it. Yep.
And I literally watched it, but at a certain point it was almost like maybe an hour gone by. And they said, okay, they cleared everyone out the pool. They drained that bad boy and then brought the water back. It was like an hour process before they brought the water back and turned it back on. I said, wow, that's really cool. And even still, I wouldn't take my behind in that water.
Nope. But I will say this, Tuala. Other cruise lines with multiple perfect score ships include Royal Caribbean with 4 ships and Celebrity Cruises with 3. As I said, most of my cruising has been with Royal Caribbean. I've been on Carnival, but not all cruise ships and cruise lines are the same. If you're 20-something, or if you're looking for just kind of a party ship with not a lot of scheduled activities, if you go on a Carnival cruise, they don't have a day-long itinerary. They have a DJ playing. They have obviously drinks flowing and places where you can buy stuff, but they don't have as many ship activities day to day as Royal Caribbean. Royal Caribbean, their cruise experience is much more robust. There's always things to do. Sometimes they're competing with each other. It's almost like going to Disneyland. You can't do everything because sometimes they overlap. Carnival's like, there's the bar over there. There's the food. You know, the discotheque will be open at 9 p.m. tonight. There may be some comedy, but other than that, do you?
Where's the one that you guys went on?
That's Royal Caribbean.
Royal Caribbean.
That was Royal. Okay.
Yeah.
I'm a princess girly.
I've never been on Princess. Tell me about it, please.
It's really nice. I'll tell you, it's really nice. My husband used to work for Princess Cruises many years ago.
I would have been mad if we did this whole segment and you didn't let us know that.
I'm sorry. Yeah, well, I was waiting. I didn't want to interrupt. Twala will tell you. I will wait because I never want to interrupt you guys. But I've been on many Disney cruises and Princess cruises, and both of those just were phenomenal. We've also been on Carnival. But my husband used to work at Princess. And so we get a little bit, have a little behind the scenes knowledge of like how they work and how they operate. It's a really well run company. They have really high cleanliness standards, and we've had a really great time. Our last cruise, we went to Alaska, and it was just the best trip. It was so great.
I have to ask because I like cruises with fewer kids. So
yes, Princess is a great option for that. It's usually the older. Oh God, I'm trying to remember how my husband from newlyweds to nearly deads. That's what they. That's what they used to joke around. They would say princesses from newlyweds to nearly deads, and so you're not gonna find as many kids. There's kids there, but not nearly as many as like a Disney cruise.
Yeah, I don't want kids in what I would perceive as my adult environment. I want to hang out at the bar, do adult things, have adult conversations, and not look over my shoulder and have kids running around. I'm sorry.
That's not a vacation. Kids running around screaming.
No, I can get that here.
Yeah, that's like, I don't want to go on a vacation and have my vacation disrupted with the unruly sound of little children.
All right, you two, you Grinches. Come on, let's not hate on children.
No. Look,
I'll hate on them.
Look, here's my thing. Take your crumb snatchers and get on the Disney cruise.
Damn right.
Get on Disney. Get on a kid-friendly cruise. But if I'm on an adult cruise where we're all grown and sexy and we're trying to relax, relate and release, I don't want to just be out there chilling, enjoying the quiet.
Twila's like, let me be in my thong
Look,
at the pool and leave me alone.
I want it all to hang out. I don't want to hear some kid saying, "Mommy."
You know what we didn't talk about is Virgin Cruises.
I haven't heard. Yeah, I don't know anyone who's been on Virgin Cruise.
If you want that adult, hyper adult experience, like almost no kids at all. I don't even think kids are allowed maybe on Virgin Cruises. I'll have to look. But
okay.
that is the cruise ship for you. That is geared towards professionals, people with a lot of money, people who want to sit at the bar, do their thing. They put their pineapple upside down on the door. If you know, you know.
Uh-oh. Party.
Hey. That's what Virgin, you guys might want to look into the Virgin Cruises. I think that might be more your speed.
I've heard those are really, really good.
They're nice. Beautiful ships.
But there's something else I always have to consider. I know we got to go break, but this is important. It's not just a cruise line. It's also the destinations which they offer, because not everyone goes everywhere. Yeah. And that's part of the problem. Like if I want to go to the Mediterranean, I want to go to Europe in summer, a lot of the cruise lines don't offer that. So that's the problem. Not everybody goes everywhere.
Yeah.
Something to consider. It's Later with Mo Kelly, KFI AM 640, live everywhere on the iHeartRadio app.
You're listening to Later with Mo Kelly on demand from KFI AM 640.